Welcome to Homework Lib.
Here we're going to have two forces acting on a couch. In this case, we're going to have the force of Hannah acting directly on the positive y-axis, as such. And we're going to have the force of Andrea that is acting 22 degrees east of north, so that means that the angle, in this case, is going to be 22 degrees on this direction, and this is going to be our x-axis. The magnitude of both of the forces is going to be the same, and it's going to be 175 newtons. And with this information, what we want to know is calculate the angle of the net force as north of east. So after adding up both of the forces, we want to calculate the net force that would be somewhere over here. So in order to do that, what we want to know is what is going to be the net force on y and the net force on x. Notice that the force of Hannah is going to act only on the y-axis. So this is going to be 175 newtons coming from Hannah, plus the y-axis coming from Andrea. For Andrea, the y projection of its force is going to be related to the cosine of 22 degrees. So this is going to be 175 times cosine of 22 degrees. This gives us a net force equal to 337.257 newtons. This is going to be on the positive y-axis, so we can label this directly as J unit vector. On the other hand, the net force on x is going to be directly only the net force coming from Andrea on the x direction, because Hannah's force is going to be directly on the north axis. So it's going to have no contribution whatsoever. And this is going to be 175 times the sine of 22 degrees, which gives us 65.566 newtons. So what this is going to generate is going to be a net force that is going to have a smaller angle on this direction, which corresponds to the y projection of 337.257 newtons. And on the x-axis, we're going to have over here, the x value would be 65.556. So notice that the angle that we're asked on the question is this angle theta over here, and we can calculate this angle employing the tangent function, because we know what is going to be the y projection and the x projection. So tangent of theta would be equal to, let me go back to black. Tangent of theta would be equal to the opposite caret divided by the adjacent caret. The opposite caret is going to be the y contribution of the net force, and the adjacent caret is going to be the x contribution of the net force. So this is going to be 337.257 divided by 65.556. So theta would be equal to arctangent of 5.14456. I'm going to put all of the values into the calculator to give the result in degrees. So our tangent of this value is 79 degrees.